Manchester United needed a late winner from Benjamin Sesko to get a point away at West Ham. Not the greatest performance by the team, and listen, there just wasn't enough in the final third. It's a head scratching moment because there were chances towards the end of the game for Manchester United to win it. But ultimately, were we good enough on the day? Absolutely not. And I think this was the most frustrating performance we've definitely seen under Michael Carrick. And yeah, listen, it wasn't great today. I think Manchester United struggled against a low block, and this was probably the lowest block that we've had to face this season. West Ham defended for their lives, and they defended very, very well. But Manchester United showed great fight. I mean, what a finish that was for Benjamin Cesco. A great goal, a great cross in from Burma, which is another assist for him, but a great finish from Cesco. And that's now two great goals under Michael Carrick, and this was a very important goal for us. But listen, the first thing I want to say is the goal that we conceded was a shambolic goal. It was very very poor from Luke Shaw initially to let the ball bounce. I don't know why he lets it bounce. I think that's one of the kind of main things you learn as a defender. Don't let the ball bounce. It's just a hopeful ball from West Ham. Luke Shaw lets the ball bounce, gets outmuscled by Jared Bowen, and then Kobe Mainoo loses his man, and ultimately West Ham score. Luke Shaw then gets dragged out of position. He's slow to get back into position, and that's ultimately where the goal comes from. And that is very frustrating in that, because defensively that's a goal that again is stoppable, because again if Luke Shaw just clears that, it's the goal doesn't happen. But I think United struggled in the game. I think West Ham are a team who defended for their lives and looked to hit United on the counter attack, and they did have many opportunities. Like I said, in terms of stats, it wasn't that great today from United. We didn't have many shots on target. There aren't many clear cut chances that I can think Manchester United had to win the game. I mean, the one from Shaw, which is a great clearance off the line for Wan-Bissaka, but to be fair, Le Mans didn't have anything to do. He made a few decent saves. He made that one early class save from Somerville, which again was a very good save. But again, United just didn't do enough in the final third. And again, the stats are not in Manchester United's favour. Yes, we dominated possession, but only 3 shots on target to the game. And that's not good enough. I don't think we created enough in the final third. We were trying to make things happen. I mean, it was a very clear back three, and we were trying to get Shaw to put crosses into the box, but the final third product wasn't there. And what we've seen many times from Bruno and Burmo, Cunha, Ahmad, we couldn't really get them into the game at all. And I think Carrick would be very frustrating with the result. I'm not saying Manchester United deserve to get the win. I think a point is probably the fair result. But West Ham were the more dominant side, in my opinion. They looked more dangerous in the final third, and did create chances. I thought Manchester United, again, today it was interesting to see how we set up. I think the team was probably right to go in. As Sesko comes on and gets a goal, that does ultimately help us. But I think the most disappointing thing for me would be the fact that we just couldn't create enough in the final third, because we definitely had the players to do that. I just don't think we've mastered a low block here, and West Ham have been United's bogey team. We haven't won this since 2021. We know that, but again, I'm looking at some of the players today. I expected more. Ahmad didn't really have the greatest game. Bruno, again, I said Bruno will struggle to get on the ball because of that compactness and the deep defensive block from West Ham. I thought the first half was pretty poor. I think United pushed up high and they tried to kind of break through West Ham, but it just wasn't happening. West Ham were very compact. There weren't many moments where we tried to get in behind. It was frustrating for players like Mbeumo and Cunha and Ahmad to get onto the ball. Then the second half, it opened up. It opened up. It was more lively straight away. United obviously had that goal, which was such a narrow offside, which is gutting for Casemiro, because it was a great ball in from Mainoo and a great header from Casemiro. But again, you look at other chances. Most of our chances come towards the end of the game. Um, Obviously, Ahmad and Xerxes had that header that was wide. But again, that goes back to the point. United struggled to break down a low block. Something that has to go underrated as well is Lenny Yoro towards the end. I thought he defended very, very well. He made 2 very good blocks. And Maguire come off with a hamstring injury, which again doesn't look good. You've seen, I think he said his hamstring's gone. So, listen, we'll see what happens with that. But as I said, from Carrick's perspective, again, I just don't think. I think the game was crying out for a striker. I think maybe he left to bring on Cesco a bit too late, and I don't think Cunha should have been taken off. I would have taken off Ahmad personally and moved Mbumo to the right. Had Cesco on up front and Cunha on the left. But yeah, listen, it's a great goal. I think in midfield it was very good today from Mainoo and Casemiro. We dictated play. I don't think we got massively overrun in that. It just comes down to the fact that United went clinical and Cesco saves us to get the huge 3 points. But we have to talk about Le Mans, because as I said, it was a great bit of keeping from him at times to keep United into the game. I don't think we tested the West Ham goalkeeper enough. I don't really remember him having to make any save other from that snapshot that Cesco had on target in like the 70th minute. So, yeah, listen, I would be frustrated with that. But Cesco gets another goal. That takes him up to now 7 goals for the season, which again is impressive from him. But it was just very lackluster from the team. And we struggled to get that confidence, to get that momentum that we needed to get the goal. And I'm sure Carrick will be very, very frustrated with that. In terms of, again, defensively, there were good moments in there. I thought we dealt with Castellanos and Bowen quite well. Obviously, Bowen had a part to play in the goal, but that just comes from Luke Shaw being out of position. Again, no haircut for the guy, but yeah, listen, Sonny Lemons made a crucial stop right at the end as well from Callum Wilson. So there were moments in the game from Manchester United which, again, massively did help us. I thought Delo had a good game as well on the pitch, but yeah, it's very, very frustrating. Manchester United have been saved by a last minute goal to Cesco. So yeah, it's frustrating, but I think Lamont acted very good as a sweeper keeper. He made very good saves, but Cesco saves Manchester United, and that's ultimately what is the main talking point from the game. Just simply not enough from the team. Not enough intensity, not enough quality in the final third to get the job over the line. And again, listen, Senny Lomans did a very good job. Cesco scores a great goal to save Manchester United, but again, wasn't good enough today. And as I said, we couldn't get the attackers into the game. Yes, we dominated possession and West Ham gave us that sort of possession, but we tried with Martinez, we tried with kind of Mainu to pass the ball through the lines, but every time we would get into the final third, it would either go out for a corner or a goal kick, or it would get defended. And as I said, the goal is just very poor defending from Luke Shaw. With all his experience, he shouldn't be able to let the ball bounce. It's just a hoof ball from Doof into a hopeful area, and that's ultimately where the goal comes from. Souček scores is a decent goal, but it's just a simple run off the midfield. Martinez gets caught blindsided, and ultimately they get the goal. As I said, it is very frustrating. We take the point though. We're still comfortably in that top 4. Again, it would have been nice to get some points on Chelsea, who got a draw, and Liverpool, who play Sunderland tomorrow. But the 3 points, it was there for the taking, but we didn't get it. Brilliant goal from Sesko, as I said, is a great finish into that top corner, and he's looked very good under Michael Carrick so far. He's got 2 goals in 4 games under Carrick, or 2 goals in 5 games. Yes, we're unbeaten in 5, but again, that's another point drop to West Ham. We've dropped points to Wolves. We've dropped points to Everton this season. West Ham at home. So listen, West Ham have been a difficult team. They are a team on form, and I did expect it to be a difficult game. I'd say a draw is probably the fair result, but yeah, I think we needed more today.